when it comes to policies, brilliant policies, Nigeria has people who could do that or who can do that. So what you see Asiwaju has written in the Renewed Hope document is what every other past government or government all over the world will write. You see, it is in the implementation. That is where you will know who is actually serious or not, and not about what you are reading. What you are reading does not tell you whether you will achieve it or not. So we need to wait and see, okay, what is this guy going to do about insecurity? What are you going to do? Because the last administration will tell you, when I came into this country, when we took over, the size of almost a country was held by Boko Haram in Borno State. Go there today. I've chased all of them away. I've taken over back my country. But after doing that, we have less of Boko Haram, ISWAP and co. But we now have more of internal kidnapping. You call it banditry. Fulani Elders crisis. You have banditry. Go to Zamfara, go to Kaduna, go to Kogi, go to Niger, go to almost all the states in the northeast
region,
and Kaduna especially in the northwest, are facing all this type of, and you see the number of deaths that happen. It's just a pity that the last administration, the president, especially when it comes to Benue and Plateau, is always having issues with the governors, saying that you guys, you are not allowing your, you don't want to be friendly with your neighbors. Allow them to own lands, allow them to graze, and the governor will say, no, I don't want to treat them as neighbors. I want to only rent land to them. If they want to operate within. So it's like they are looking at the situation from different perspective. The president believes that you guys are the ones causing the problem. As long as you refuse to tolerate people that are in your state, who have stayed years over and over, and you say because they are not your tribe, you will not take them. I'm a president for all. Allow them to be. And the indigenous are saying, no, we cannot. So maybe now there's a new party, the party in Benue State now is same as what you have in the center, APC. Maybe they will work together.
Talk to us about open grazing. Talk to us about open grazing. Talk to us about open grazing.
Of course, open grazing should not be what we should be talking about. In a country that this is, we are even moving fast. Nigeria is moving fast. Every day you see new things happen. So we should not be talking about open grazing. If you want to rear animals, go and ranch them. You cannot be talking about it. So there's nothing to discuss about.
So is the governor not right in that wise?
You see, the governor might be right, but the president sitting, his body language is different. He was even saying, go back to when we were serving as military. Go and look at our grazing routes and make sure that those grazing routes work. Almost all states in the south had to sit, they met all the governors and they had to pass a resolution. No open grazing. To show you that there is no discussion at all. But because the president believes that, there's no big deal in it. And here in this part of in fact in Nigeria, the president, his language is like law. When the president says, hey, that is where everybody will go. So we do not have that discipline. For example, if you look at the US during Trump's period, it was always fight between himself and the governor of New York. Because you might want a different thing. We New Yorkers want something different. So don't come and use your policy, but at the end of the day, in Nigeria, the president will always have, because he's the commander-in-chief. The states don't control security. So if he gives you the security, fine. If he doesn't give you the security, what do you do? Now brings us back to the issue of state policing, local policing, which can always help us.
Is he likely to sign that bill?
For state policing?
Yeah.
Of course, it depends on what the new administration thinks about it. The last administration didn't feel that state policing will help. They believe that state governors will take over those policing and use it for their political gains. Though I don't believe in that. It can't, because of one governor, then put the life of the whole people in the state on the line because you don't want one man to rig election. No. If the electoral processes were clean, clear, fair, we would not need a governor to be using security agencies to chase his opponents. So I believe in state policing. So we don't know what these governments will come and do. Kashim Shettima, who is the vice president, was a former governor of Borno State. So he knows, he has a first-hand information when it comes to security. He has that, even if Bola Tinubu does not have that experience. I think he has experience, knowledge, and what has been happening there. So he should be able to, at least one way or the other, find a way, even if you can't eradicate, at least bring it to the barest minimum. But for state policing, all states in the country need it, actually, for our own security.
All right, let's bring the conversation towards the diplomatic community.
Okay.
The British government has sent some delegations. Also, there's a delegation coming from America. We've seen situations where a sitting president of America came to West Africa, boycotted us, the big brother of Africa, and went to Ghana. I went to other countries that are just close by. And, you know, generated a lot of dust. A former president of America said some really not nice things about Nigeria and has not apologized about it till today. And you find out that somehow kind of left a rift, even though nobody's talking about it. But, you know, for the first time, they are interested, they're asking questions, they are sending people to come. Do you see, you know, the incoming government giving us a better facelift in the international world?
Okay, I always have issues with this about neo-colonialism lifestyle, whereby we need foreign countries to validate whatever we do before we think whether we are good or bad. If the president of a country like America says, I want to go to Ghana, why must you force him? If he doesn't come to Nigeria, does it mean Nigeria is bad? Go to Ghana and check the inflation rate. Ghana cannot pay its external debt. Ghana, if it was a country, if it was a company, they will have wound it up.
But other organizations are coming.
Hold on. To show you the level of problem they have in that country. You see, Nigeria is not doing well, and Nigeria did not do well under the last administration, especially in terms of insecurity. It was crazy. So if every time you see the embassies issuing travel advisory, don't come here, don't go here, don't do this, don't do that. You don't have insecurity issues in Ghana. So if you have a US president or a British prime minister say, I want to visit Ghana, it's not a problem. And if you see them go to visit those countries, there are interests. There are things that you might not see on the surface. But just like we are saying, now they've started sending delegations to Nigeria. They've started doing, and don't forget, they know the man who is going to take over now has been, while he was governor, he was bringing Aaron, a company that generates, distributes, supply electricity in America, was already bringing Aaron into Lagos State until the Obasanjo government stopped it. But now, we thank God, it has been removed from the exclusive list. Is now concurrent. Each state can generate, distribute, transmit power, whichever way you like it. So they know this person was trained by them. So, like, this is our person. Do you understand? Let us see what can we do together. Don't let us just write off Nigeria. You see, Nigeria is big, whether you like it or not. No matter how bad everybody paints it, we have all suffered it together in the last 8 years. But here we are now. Another person has taken over. The world needs Nigeria. Like I told you from the starting point, it's a virgin land here. The type of resources Nigeria has, from this Lagos has oil. Dangote was wise to site refinery here. Lagos has the seaport. Move from Lagos here, go to Ogun State. Ogun was one of the highest earner when it comes to mineral resources returns from federal government. The limestone in Ogun State is crazy. In the next 100 years, you'll still continue to see Dangote, Lafarge, and all of them in Ogun State.